This was me after spending 7 months to find one singular job. And this is me now, back to square one. If this is happening to you too, trust me, you're not alone. So why is it so hard to find a job in 2024? Let's talk about it again today. Let me break down my personal experience. First off, I spent half a year, over 200 days, applying to every single job around my area within like a 50, 100 mile radius. Here was how my morning routine went. I would wake up, go on Indeed or whatever job search website. I would tweak my resume a little bit. If it sucks, I would hit send like 100,000 times and then I wait. Sometimes it would feel like I am sending my resume, I'm sending my application into a black hole because nothing happens. I am not exaggerating when I say that I have sent my resume to over 500 jobs applications. And out of those, maybe 5% has acknowledged my existence. And then after all of that, after 7 months, I finally landed myself a job. It wasn't my dream job. I'm not going to become an accountant overnight, or I'm not going to become a world-class business owner overnight. But hey, it was a paycheck and I was in debt at this time. So I really needed it. Fast forward a couple weeks, boom, I am fired due to my inability for availability. So there I was, back on the job hunt again. Did you know that only 3% of job applications actually get hired from their application process? And it's not just me. A report by JobVite shows that 66% of job seekers are burnt out from the process of searching for a singular job. And it makes sense, like after you spent half a year searching for one job just to get back to you, it's easy to become burnt out. It's common sense at that point. I'm not saying that it's a good thing. I'm not saying that you should burnt out. I'm saying that it is very much possible and it's a reality. For me, I spent half a year searching for a job and boom, it's gone. And now I'm just left here to back to square one. According to data, the average time it takes for the average person to find themselves a new job from square one is 3 to 6 months. That's the average time. It is very much possible to go up to 1 year or 2 years, according to my comment section in my previous video on why it's so hard to find myself a job. I've seen people commenting that they have spent over 6 months. They've spent over 1 year, 2 years. And, these people have responsibilities. These people are very mature. And yeah, life is unfair to everybody. They need the job more than me. And yet they have spent over 1 year to not be able to find any job, which is terrifying to me. Now, part of the problem is the shifting job market. After the pandemic, the labor market was tight. Companies were desperate to fill positions. But now we are seeing the opposite. The job market has cooled off and hiring is slowing down every single day. According to the Federal Reserve, there were 9.9 million job openings in 2022, but that number has dropped down to 8.7 million in 2024. So, to sum that up, there are jobs still out there for you. It's just approximately 1.2 million less jobs. I have personally experienced what economists would call the loose labor market. Layoffs are increasing every single day, and companies they don't care to look for people right now. And some of those job postings that you see on Indeed, LinkedIn, whatever, they could very well be. And I know it's Halloween month, this month is going to be filled with scary stuff, but this is even scarier. They could very well be ghost jobs. For those of you who don't know what ghost jobs are, they are positions that are not there. Basically, you see an application on Indeed that says that they're hiring, and then you apply to it. And then you might even get an interview, and then nothing happens. Many companies do this so that they can look better for the stockholders. They can look like their companies is thriving, they need more employees because there's so much customers. And then they would post jobs on Indeed or whatever with no intention of hiring anybody. The hardest part about all of this is the emotional roller coaster that you put yourself through, that you have to put yourself through in order to find yourself a damn job nowadays. You pour your whole heart into each resume, each application, making and adjusting every single day the perfect resume. And then once you get an interview, you get your hopes up, and then once you drive to the interviewer, they say, oh, you look good, we're going to get back to you. And then afterwards, you're confident, you feel like you're above the clouds and you feel like you just had a victory. You're about to be hired. Here's the truth. If your employers don't hire you on the spot, usually if they hire you on the spot, that's 100% you're in, obviously. But if they don't hire you on the spot and then they tell you like, oh, I'm going to talk to my manager and then we're going to come to a decision and then we're going to text you back. They usually never text you back. In my experience, and from my friend's experience, I would say that 90% of employers, when they say those specific words, they will not hire you. So do not get your hopes up. And usually you either get ghosted or, and this is the better case, unfortunately, you receive a generic copy and pasted rejection email. At this point, honestly, I can confidently certify myself as a professional unemployed man. This cycle of anticipation, hoping for a new job, and then disappointment. It takes a toll on you. The mental drain that it has on you is relentless. Each morning, I would wake up, I would remind myself to find myself a damn job. I would remind myself to be resilient, to keep trying. Yet, it feels like I'm running on empty because I literally feel like I'm throwing my resumes into a black hole. Like it goes nowhere. It becomes exhausting. Like I would find myself staring at a computer screen for hours. I would look through Indeed, I would look through LinkedIn, I would look through all the job search website, and I would like apply and I would just find new jobs for hours with no results. That's what's mentally draining. And then after the hours, same thing happens. Just the generic rejection letter or just ghosted. What makes this journey even harder is the fact that my friends, my peers, my acquaintances around me, they all seem like they're able to find themselves a job so very easily. But maybe that's because like I'm at the bottom where I'm unemployed, and I look up to them and it just feels like they found it easily. But I'm sure they went through the same thing, I'm sure that it took them a long time to find themselves a job and it took them a lot of application to find themselves a job. But it's just so hard not to feel like a failure when your peers are like thriving and you just can't seem to find yourself a job. You just can't seem to get past step 1 and it just makes you feel like a failure. It is very hard not to compare my situation to their situation, which as a result, it makes me start to question my skills, my experience, and even my own worth to this world. Research shows that 61% of job seekers feel discouraged or hopeless during their job search. And I am right there in that statistic. So if you're going through the same thing, me and you, we are in this together. And this stress, it manifests itself into different areas of my life too. My sleep is worse now. I sleep less. My increased anxiety every day because I don't have a job. I don't have an income because I need an income. The existential dread that it puts on me because I have no income, but my expenses are not going anywhere. So, and like the self-doubt that it builds for you, you just keep building it naturally, it builds by itself. It's a monster that feeds itself because you don't have a job. And what makes this even worse is the feeling that you're the only one that's failing. Like if you look around, everybody has a job. You might come to your friend or your family with a job with this problem and they might mean well, they might give you tips and tricks, but like they might have found their job in a shorter span of time. Maybe they got lucky and then they found a job within 1 to 2 months, and wow, you're here in your 6 months and you're still finding yourself a job. If you take advice from that person, it might feel like you're isolated, like you're a different species, and you might feel like a failure because it's taking you 6 months and it took them 2 months. Like a lot of people are spending a lot of time. Like they spent 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, 1 year, 2 years. They spend a long time and, it's just them. Like they might be the outlier, but that's the exact reason why I feel like this video is helpful, because those people are very likely to give up and they should never ever give up. Maybe they'll find their job next week, they never know. But if they give up now, they will never find that job and improve their life. And I love what we've done with the previous video where everybody shared their experience, and then people comment upon each other comments and then they would support each other. I love that. And I want to encourage that in this video as well. Like, please go down the comments if there's anybody that's struggling, if there's anybody that's taking a long time to find themselves a job. Please go support them, or please at least listen to them and like try to understand their experience. And that comment of encouragement or that comment of understanding might be the very comment that make or break them in terms of them being able to find themselves a job. It is crucial for us, you and me, the people that have no job and are spending a long time to find themselves a singular job, to remind ourselves that we are not in this alone. You and me, we cannot give up with the rate of inflation or life. Life is going to come at us. We need an income for that. So, to answer the initial question, why is it so hard to find ourselves a job in 2024? And why does it feel impossible to find ourselves a job in 2024? It is a combination of factors. Automation is taking over the workforce industry. McKinsey estimates that automation could possibly take up to 73 million jobs away from us by 2030. The gig economy is rising, the side hustle economy is rising, but that may not offer us the stability that we need from our 9-to-5 job. And on top of that, the job market has cooled off with fewer positions, fewer jobs, and more competition, more people looking for jobs every single day due to increasing layoffs and due to more people becoming unemployed. And on top of this, employers are becoming more selective, and they are also increasingly becoming more greedy and wanting to make their company look better every single day. And they can do that now with Indeed, with all the job search website. They can just post their job online and make it seem like their business is booming, even when it's not. Which, as a result, this gives birth to ghost jobs. The very same thing that are leaving us hopeless and crushed after we have spent our energy into applying to that job, and after bringing our hopes up into thinking that we have a chance with that company, when it's literally just a ghost job. Like, it's better for them to just straight up reject you, but they don't. They just ghost you, and you're just left there like wondering if they're ever going to reply to you. And that kills your hopes and your drive to find yourself a job. So understanding these things is key. Knowing that it's not your fault is key, because this way you can understand and keep persevering, Understand that you're not the problem. It's the economy. If you're struggling to find yourself a job in 2024, know that you're not alone. I'm still out there, applying, searching for a job every single day. And I'm sure many of you are out there applying and searching for jobs every single day as well. So comment down below in the comments, tell us about your experience. You and me, we got this. We're gonna find ourselves that damn job. Anyways, that's about it. Bye.